So what I wanted to do today is show you a Molly battle belt, survival belt, whatever you want to call it, sustainment belt system that I put together based on a video that I did not that long ago. It was 2 or 3 videos back where I talked about setting up and showed an Alice LBE system that I put together. Really a great kit. I really liked using it, and I got a lot of great comments from a lot of the military personnel, guys who've been in the military in the past, infantrymen and Marines, talking about their setups and their suggestions. And of course, the big suggestion was, you know, ditch the Alice belt, get a pad. Some of them were talking about going to Molly belts. So I started looking into Molly battle belts and found out that there's all kinds of great systems out there, a lot of surplus on the market. So I want to show you this setup that I just put together, got all the components in, and I'm going to walk you through everything, all the different pouches and how I have it set up. And then we're going to also look at how it works with a backpack, because that was actually a big question. And then we'll take it out for a spin out here in the woods and just see how it rides and feels. And that way you guys, if you want to set up a battle belt or war belt of some sort, you'll know what to look for when you're doing yours. So I'm going to jump right into it and see what I have on my system. All right, so this is the battle belt all set up. And these things are called a lot of different things: war belt, battle belt, you know, LBE, load-bearing equipment, load-bearing system, load-bearing belts, just a lot of different terminology that people use. But all this gear can be easily procured through surplus stores online. That's where I got most of this stuff at. And there's a couple other things in here too as well. But the main thing that I want to do with this system is I want to be able to carry a pistol comfortably, some water, some sustainment items, first aid, and then if I'm using this in a civilian application to sustain a rifle in a Minuteman situation, then I want to be able to carry some rifle mags as well. So the setup is pretty simple. The first thing we have is the inner belt, and what I'm using today is this Core belt. I've done a review of this belt before. It's a nice stiff gun belt from a company called Core, K-O-R-E. They make fantastic belts, but I'm using that as the inner belt because it's slipped into this Molly pad pretty easily. I don't know if this is the belt I'm going to go with, because I wouldn't mind having a wider belt. I did start with an Alice belt, which is a 2-inch, and that fit in here just fine. But the problem with the Alice is you can't adjust it on the fly. This I can adjust as I'm losing or gaining weight. You know, that's, I think, important. And of course, different layers, different seasons. So an adjustable belt like this works pretty well. So the pad is a Molly padded belt, and it is Air Force digital camo. That is what it came as. Now, I dyed this thing just the other day with some green, and it came out okay. It didn't dye as well as some of my other Air Force camo I've done in the past, but it did take away the gray and the bright kind of white color that comes up on these pads, or on this camo. So the dye at least turned it green, and that helped it blend a little bit better with these pouches. But what's nice about this particular belt is that it's very well padded. There's a nice mesh outer shell on here, so you can see already moisture's kind of wicking through from the pad out. The other great thing about this battle belt is it has loops with these metal D-rings sewn into it. That's where you put your suspenders. And of course, there's the inner sleeve that you can slip your belt into. And then the other feature that I love about this particular model is that it has cutout slots on your left and right hip, so you can do a drop leg. And that's what I've done here. I got my drop leg holster in here. So with the sleeve, this allows you to move the inner belt in and out, and that helps with adjustments, keeping it tight to your body. And then you can of course change out different types of belts, like I might go to wider belt like I was talking about, or I could stick with the stiffer gun belt. Either way, it gives me options. Now this pad was not very much on Military Surplus. I got it from a website called One Thief Surplus online, and I think it was under $25, something like that. Really a great price. And then of course I attempted to do some dyeing with it to make it more green and less gray. And then the pouches, of course, are Military Surplus. So depending on the application of how I'm going to use this, I love this system because it's modular, and it's even more modular than that Alice system that I showed in an earlier video, because with the Molly, it gives me a lot more options for pouches. So if I'm carrying a rifle out in the woods, I can use the double magazine pouch here. Here is the 100-round saw pouch, and what I have in here is a first aid kit. But that could, of course, I could add more rifle mags in there. That holds up to 3, so that gives me that option. Then I've got the Molly 2 canteen pouch in Woodland. Holds a standard U.S. military canteen or the Nalgene Oasis. And of course, if you've never seen these, they have side pockets. Side pockets that are great for putting water purification tablets, Bic lighters, other kinds of things that you want to get to easily. And then in this middle pouch, this is a saw, I think 200-round pouch or 300-round pouch. And what I have in here is a military poncho and a field stripped MRE. So that is my sustainment. That is kind of my butt pack. And what I like about the saw pouch is, this big one is, it's narrow, so it doesn't take up much real estate. That gives me more room for my canteens. Got another canteen pouch here, and then here is a tourniquet pouch. This is the Air Force digital tiger stripe that I dyed with green, and this actually dyed really well. That's the color I was going for with the pad, but for whatever reason this pad did not take the dye at all. Which is kind of disappointing, but at least it's kind of a shade of green. I really would have preferred this more, this OD. I may take this all apart and redo this with maybe a brown and see if that affects it at all. And then moving down here, my holster. So this holster is from One Tigress, and what I really like about it is that it allows me to carry a variety of different pistols in here. It's adjustable. It does have a hard or semi-rigid case to it, so it really does a great job of holding my Canic. And then I've got that on a military drop leg extender panel, and that of course slips inside the Molly pad, and then my belt passes through that. And then this is just an aftermarket pistol mag holder. These are kind of nice because you can adjust them, tighten them up for retention, but still be able to get to your pistol mag easily. I'm not 100% satisfied with this area of the belt system and how I have it set up. I'm able to draw the pistol, and we'll look at that when I put this on, but I don't know if I like the pistol mag here, and I don't know if I like my tourniquet there. I don't know if they're going to get in the way or not. It's just something I need to play with, but like I said, with this Molly system, very adjustable, can do a lot of different things. And then the last piece is the suspenders, and that's super important when you're putting together these Molly belt systems. You need a pair of suspenders to take that weight off of your hips, because you're going to end up with this loadout down around your ankles when you start hiking, because it is heavy. When you start adding, 2 quarts of water, a pistol, magazines, food, all this stuff, it gets super heavy, and you need something that's going to work. Now, what I like about this suspender system over other ones that I've seen or tried. This is the Marine Corps issue battle belt suspender, and I like about it is it's very low profile. So I'm able to wear a backpack over this, I'm able to wear a chest rig, and it's very simple in how it sets up. It's very easily adjusted right here with those keepers, and they just thread through that D-ring and it's ready to go. And then last but not least, we've got the 511 Rush 24 in the limited edition Woodland. I did a review of that. That is my dedicated patrol pack, woods pack that I've been using, I've been putting together for this application, so that we're going to try that with the battle belt and see how those two work together. That's what's great about this. It's just so versatile and it is so comfortable. I think another thing to note about the system is that I don't have to use canteens with this if I don't want to, and I may be switching these out. I haven't really decided, but I could go for a narrower water bottle pouch and actually put a Grail in here, or a stainless water bottle. Haven't really decided yet, but by doing that, it's going to take up less room. It's going to give me a little bit more real estate on this belt. And not be so crowded if I move away from canteens. The great thing about canteens are, though, they're flat. They're a lot flatter than a water bottle. They don't stick out much this way, and they're also shorter. So it's a trade-off of what I utilize. But I know there's a lot of people who are interested in this kind of stuff who don't have military experience. So, you know, where do you go to get this stuff? How do you start setting it up? What are the things that you need? One thing to remember is that the woodland camo is getting very hard to find. It's getting expensive. I had to go to a lot of different sources to get this stuff, and even some of it was gifted to me because I couldn't find it on the market. The digital gray stuff is widely available, very cheap, but it's ugly, but it can be dyed. And then, of course, the new stuff, which is multicam, or the OCP, I think what they're calling it, is available, but it's also very expensive. So you just need to do your homework and your research, and you'll be able to find a lot of this stuff on the market. But I highly recommend this belt pad system and these suspenders. And I'll have a link to One Thief down below. They're not an affiliate. I don't work with them. So this is stuff that I've purchased on my own. But I like their website, and I like the stuff that they have. They have great prices on things. And this battle belt system that they're selling is perfect platform to start building your new survival kit or battle belt rig. So hopefully that helps you guys out. Make sure you check out the affiliate links. Check out preparedwanderer.com and check out the Facebook group. It is getting huge. And we'll see you next time on the Prepared Wanderer. Thanks for watching.